you're a fan, and you connect with the fans. And to be with them, to help them through those moments, I think is a good thing. I don't think that's a bad thing.
Hi, Jared.
Hi, Carrie. How you doing?
I'm great. I'm so glad you're here with me today. Thank you.
No, thanks for having me.
So tell everybody who you are. Who is Jared Sandler?
I think it's an evolving answer. I think first of all, I'm a husband, and I'm super pumped to get to say that. I think beyond that, passionate. Passionate about everything I do, maybe to a fault sometimes. Competitive, same thing, for better, for worse. I love to win. I think that drives me. Hate losing, even if it's a game of rock, paper, scissors. And I'd like to believe that, maybe above all those other qualities and characteristics, compassion and just treating people right is a big part of what would define me.
I love that, and I am appreciative of your knowledge of that and the fact that you just get that about yourself. I think we were soul brother and sister at some other point in our lives. Jared, this is a tough industry. It takes grit, it takes perseverance. I think that maybe the general public sees it as this very glamorous, kind of easy, and maybe that's how you saw it and what got you involved. But describe the journey and talk about the reality of what it's taken to get to where you are and where you're going.
When I was in high school, I thought I got free tickets to every sporting event, and that's kind of what hooked me. It's not really how it works. I mean, I can get in, but right. It's not like I get all the access in the world. But it's a blast. And I grew up playing sports competitively, recreationally, and I knew I had to do something in the sports world. And the sports media world was the first thing I took a shot at, and I loved it. I fell in love with broadcasting. And I'm covering the team I grew up rooting for, the Texas Rangers or the Dallas Mavericks or the Dallas Stars. I mean, it's special. And to be surrounded by a lot of friends and family, and to be able to do what I love, I mean, I wouldn't trade it for anything.
Did you ever almost quit? Was there a moment where you just went, I can't do this anymore, or this is not looking good?
There were nights when I think I thought about my future, but I don't know if I ever almost quit. I never had that phone call where someone had to talk me out of quitting or showing up to work. I had challenging moments. When I was in Michigan, I took over an afternoon drive sports talk slot that was held by a guy who is a fixture in that state. He's polarizing. I wouldn't say he's loved by everyone, but those who love him really love him. And I was a nobody. I mean, I'm not even from that state. I had no name recognition, no brand recognition. And that first night, I got over 150 pieces of correspondence, be it Twitter or Facebook or mostly email, people complaining and telling me I was this and that and I'd never make it. And that was my first real dalliance with the negativity and the thick skin that is required to make it in this industry.
Oh yeah.
I left that first show thinking that was a mess, but those experiences hardened me and I think helped me grow. So I'm thankful and fortunate that my journey's moved along in a way where I've never really had to have that conversation.
So Jared, you have to broadcast the game and tell everybody what's happening. How do you keep your composure as a super competitive, win or lose kind of guy here? How do you keep your composure when the game's not going the way that you want it to be going?
It's tough. I mean, at the end of the day, you have a job to do. And your job does not include crying or sulking or throwing things like you could at home. And I've done it at home.
I bet.
When your team isn't doing well. And some people say that as a journalist, you're not supposed to have passion, or you're not supposed to be a fan. At the end of the day, we're all doing this because at our core, we are fans.
Absolutely.
And emotion and energy and passion is a big part of what makes a broadcaster. And when you're a broadcaster for a team, the way I am with the Rangers, you're around these people, I don't want to say every day of the year, but it feels like it. You're around the players. You get to know, in some cases, their families. You're around the coaching staff. You're around the front office. These people whose jobs depend on the success of the team or their own individual performances. I am so much happier driving home from the ballpark after a win than after a loss.
Sure.
And I hope that the passion and the love for the team is demonstrated in my broadcast. But there's a line, and you try to get to that line and not cross it.
Stay right on it.
Exactly. But as a broadcaster for a team, I don't think there's anything wrong with having passion. It's hard sometimes, like there are times when something happens and I turn my mic off for a second.
Yeah, good.
Turn away and get really angry. I've thrown some stuff off mic, off camera. Yep. Internally.
Yeah.
Man, the beast here. It's up and down, but
right.
You try not totally demonstrate that heartbreak on air, but to a degree I think it's okay because you're a fan. Mm-hmm. And you connect with the fans, and that's what the fans are going through. And to be with them, to help them through those moments by also letting them know that you're one of them, I think is a good thing. I don't think that's a bad thing.
Okay, Jared, so I am aware that you have started a foundation. Can you tell everybody about that and its importance and what you're doing with that?
Yeah, thank you for asking about that.
Yeah.
It's something I'm really passionate about. So I started the Sandlot Children's Charity a few years ago with the help of a family friend, Carla Rosenberg, and I'm thankful to have a board of folks who are very committed to the success of this charity to support kids with physical and intellectual disabilities. I used to volunteer for the Special Olympics, and I found that I would walk away watching these young men and women compete and have the time of their lives, and it was just impossible to have a bad day around these people. And I always appreciated and admired how much joy they had in their life on a daily basis. And I've learned over the years that people with disabilities, some of them, their quality of life is a lot more challenging than others, but they are very often so incredibly grateful for what they have. They don't focus on what they don't have.
Absolutely.
And they're these amazing people, and I have learned so much from them. And I feel terrible admitting this, but it's almost selfish. Because of this charity and this work, I get to spend time around these people, and I'm a better person for it. And there are people in this world who do incredible things that I'm not capable of. I don't mean to. You're probably not capable of. Who have disabilities, and I just want to make sure. I think that the goal of my charity is to do everything that we can to provide these individuals with those opportunities.
Jared, you've touched a lot of people today, certainly me being one of them. I'd love for you to tell everybody how they can reach out and find you, how they can watch the broadcasting part, and maybe a little bit more about the charity.
Sure, yeah. So I'll start with the charity, if that's okay. So the website is thesandlot.org. We accept donations. We appreciate donations. Thesandlot.org/donate. If you want to go directly there. Your money does go to a good cause. It goes towards what I mentioned earlier.
Yeah.
It's not cheap to build facilities. It's not cheap to put together a curriculum to help these boys and girls, and that's where your money goes towards. And we also continue to support the Special Olympics. We were able to donate $25,000 to the Special Olympics this past year, and we hope to continue to support the Special Olympics.
Amazing.
But Twitter at Sandlot Charity and Sandlot Charity on Instagram. Personally on Twitter at Jared Sandler. And Instagram, I think it's Jared Sandler with an underscore, because there's a Jared Sandler out there and we're not quite sure where he is, or I guess technically where she is, maybe it's a she. And Facebook, the Sandlot Children's Charity on Facebook, and my name on Facebook. If people want to listen to the broadcasts, the Rangers are on over 80 stations across the Southwest, but here locally on 105.3 The Fan, and kind of dally with some work on The Fan during the off season, and I'm fortunate to get to broadcast some events on Fox Sports Southwest, and every once in a while do something on ESPN. So it's a lot of fun. I love what I get to do, and if if people want to listen or watch, that's me. And if you want to turn it off 30 seconds in because you're tired of me, totally fine with me, because my brothers still do that to this day. But yeah, that's how you find me. I love interacting with people on social media. So yeah.
Reach out, find him. More importantly for him, find his charity, donate, support. Jared, you are awesome, and I can feel your passion in every word that comes out of your mouth. It exudes out of you. So what an honor it has been to be here with you today. I hope I get to see a lot more of you, and I cannot wait to watch your career and your charity just soar with that passion behind it.
Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.
See you next time.